Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. You just made one of the best decisions you could make today by clicking on this video, because what you're about to learn completely changed the way thousands of entrepreneurs think about business, freedom, and success. Today we're breaking down one of the most powerful business books ever written, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. If you've ever started a business, thought about starting one, or felt like your business is running you instead of the other way around, this is for you. Stay until the end, because I'm going to give you a simple action plan you can start using this week. Now let's get into it. Meet Emma. She's not just good at what she does, she's exceptional. After 5 years in the industry, Emma had become the go-to graphic designer at her agency. Clients asked for her by name. Her work won awards. Her boss relied on her for the biggest accounts. She was professional, skilled, and respected. On the outside, everything looked perfect. But on the inside, Emma had a burning question. If I'm this good, why am I building someone else's dream? So Emma made the bold decision to bet on herself. She quit her job, launched her own design agency, and stepped into the world as a founder. Finally, she was living the dream. Her own boss, her own business, total freedom, or so she thought. 3 months in, Emma was working 16-hour days, answering emails at midnight, and eating instant ramen at her desk. She had no time for friends, no time for hobbies, and definitely no vacation. Emma didn't own a business. The business owned her. But being great at graphic design doesn't mean you know how to run a graphic design business. Gerber explains that every business owner actually wears 3 different hats. First, there's the technician. This is the person who does the actual work. The designer, the baker, the consultant. The technician loves hands-on work and believes, if you want it done right, do it yourself. Second, there's the manager. This person creates order, plans ahead, and builds systems. The manager loves organization, schedules, and predictable routines. Third, there's the entrepreneur. This person dreams big, sees opportunities, and drives innovation. The entrepreneur is the visionary who asks, what if we could do this differently? Here's the problem. Most small business owners are 70% technician, 20% manager, and only 10% entrepreneur. Emma realized she was spending all her time doing client work, designing logos, editing graphics, responding to revisions. She had 0 time to build systems, hire help, or plan for growth. Gerber says the key to freedom is working on your business, not just in your business. Working in your business means you're the one doing everything. You're an employee of your own company. Working on your business means you're building systems that allow the business to run without you. Think about McDonald's. Ray Kroc didn't make the best burgers in the world, but he created a system so perfect that any location could deliver the exact same experience. That's the franchise prototype model. A business designed to work without the founder. So how do you build a business that runs without you? Step 1, document everything. Emma started writing down exactly how she completes every task in her business, how she onboards new clients, how she manages revisions, how she delivers final files. Every single process became a written procedure, a step-by-step checklist. At first, this felt tedious. But then something magical happened. When Emma hired her first designer, she didn't have to explain everything verbally or hover over their shoulder. She just handed them the procedure manual, and they could follow the system. Step 2, create position contracts, not job descriptions. A position contract clearly defines the results someone is responsible for delivering. Instead of graphic designer, Emma created positions like client onboarding specialist and brand delivery manager. Each position had a clear purpose, clear results to deliver, and clear standards of performance. This meant Emma could hire people to fill specific roles, not just help out. Step 3, systematize your customer experience. Gerber calls this creating your business development program. Map out every single touch point a customer has with your business, from first contact to final delivery. Then design each touch point intentionally to deliver a consistent, exceptional experience. Emma created a welcome email template, a client questionnaire, a project timeline, and a delivery checklist. Every client now received the same high-quality experience, regardless of who did the work. Step 4. Build your operations manual. This is your business Bible, the complete guide to how your company operates. It includes your processes, your standards, your systems, and your culture. Gerber says to imagine you're creating a franchise that will be replicated 1,000 times. Would your business work if a complete stranger had to run it using only your manual? Emma spent 3 months documenting her entire business into a comprehensive operations manual. It felt like hard work at the time, but it was the smartest investment she ever made. Step 5. Work yourself out of a job. This sounds counterintuitive, but it's the ultimate goal. Your job as the owner is to build a machine that doesn't need you to operate. Emma started delegating tasks to her team, one system at a time. First, client communication, then design revisions, then project management. Within a year, Emma went from working 16-hour days to working just 20 hours per week. And here's the crazy part. Revenue actually increased. Why? Because Emma finally had time to work on the business, to improve systems, develop new services, and pursue bigger clients. Her team handled operations while she focused on strategy and growth. Gerber teaches that your business should be a product, not a job. A job means you trade time for money. If you stop working, the money stops too. A product means you build something valuable that generates income independent of your time. The goal isn't to work less because you're lazy. The goal is freedom. Freedom to take a vacation without your phone buzzing every 5 minutes. Freedom to pursue new opportunities because your business isn't drowning you. Freedom to spend time with family, learn new skills, or start another venture. Many entrepreneurs resist this because they believe they're irreplaceable. They think, my clients need me, my employees need me, everything will fall apart without me. But that's ego talking, not reality. The truth is, if your business can't run without you, you don't have a business. You have a job with extra stress. Emma learned this lesson the hard way when she got sick and couldn't work for 2 weeks. Before systems, her business would have collapsed. But with systems in place, her team kept everything running smoothly. That's when Emma truly understood the power of the E-Myth principles. So here's your action plan, inspired by the E-Myth Revisited. This week, document one process in your business. Just one. Write it down step by step. Next week, create a position contract for one role you want to delegate. The week after that, systematize one customer touchpoint to ensure consistency. Building a business that runs without you doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process of creating systems. The system you build is one more step toward freedom. Remember, you started your business for freedom, not to create another job. Don't fall into the E-Myth trap like Emma almost did. Work on your business, not just in it. Build systems. Document processes. Delegate tasks. Because the ultimate measure of business success isn't just revenue. Freedom to live your life on your terms while your business thrives without you. That's the real entrepreneurial dream. Now go build it.